There we go. Now we're live.
I mean,
Theo, I see you here. If you want on, I've been trying to get you to talk to me for forever, and you keep ducking and dodging me. So, anyway, hey guys, what's going on? I can send you the link, Theo. But yeah, hey, this is kind of just a chill hangout. It was originally suggested by Tiago because it's been a rough week, and I do actually have some whiskey here to just kind of chill out.
I forgot to get my stuff.
I need to get some too.
Feel free. But really, this is just kind of a chill hangout, celebrate 2 years on Booktube, and chat with some friends. I made it. I didn't die. My channel hasn't just crashed and burned.
I think you're doing all right for yourself. I think you're, yeah.
You know, I can't really complain. I got people who watch my stuff. That's all I can really ask for.
Right?
I got people who want to talk to me. I haven't.
Who would want that?
I'm only here because you paid me.
Yeah. I know.
Sorry.
Waiting for that
I wasn't
check.
supposed to say that.
I'm only here because you said you wouldn't read my books anymore if I wasn't. So.
I mean, I was gonna light them on fire.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, that's fine because then you'll have to buy it. Yeah, exactly.
The ashes of Averin, the ashes of Tiago's books.
Yeah, I mean, if you buy another one, it's completely fine. You can burn one a month and just buy another copy. I really don't mind.
I love that idea. So it's like, oh yeah, no, you hate my book. Oh gosh, buy a truckload and burn them. That'll really show me.
Yeah.
But I've got Baker's. This is a single barrel whiskey. Very good stuff. Somebody asked what kind. Sean asked what kind. Thank you. So what's everybody reading? Layla.
You won't like me, Andrew, but Derry will love me. But I'm still reading A Dragon Keeper.
You know what? Listen, there's a reason I left the chat. As long as you're having fun, that's all I care about.
I mean, I'm starting to revive the whole "How Many Ways to Kill Kyle" thing, but with Hest. So,
yo, Theo, I don't know if you know this. You were the first person to ever give me a super sticker. So thank you so much, my friend. I love you, brother. I love you, man.
Good job.
You're literally the first one I have ever gotten. I don't even know how that works. I don't know what to do with it. All I know is that it says super sticker.
I think you can just super chat. I think pretty much any channel that's monetized, you can.
Yeah. I don't know how it works. I think it just goes straight into your ad revenue. I don't know.
Yeah, I've given super chats before.
Hey, Kay.
Hey, Kay.
Hey.
I offered to send her the link, and she thought I was trying to invite her to a beta read.
You know what? Boxer is not very clear with those messages, okay?
And I was like, no, the live stream. You can come and hang with us on the live stream.
I'm here. You showed up.
So I actually have a good answer to the what you're reading question this time. Because I'm never reading anything. I'm reading Darkblade Assassin.
By Andy Pelquin?
Yeah, by Andy Pelquin. It's amazing. I am like I just click with it so much. I'm really loving it. Like honestly, really, really loving it.
Nice. Rogue is reading Tress. I'm waiting for the regular release.
Look,
I'm not cool enough to have the Kickstarter because I'm cheap.
Come on, Andrew. Why didn't you just email Brandon and he would have sent you like?
Oh yeah, because I'm just that big.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, no. Woo! Thanks, Chris.
2K, 20K, right?
For what?
You what?
Oh shit! Yeah, totally. In about 10 years, I'll hit 20K. I have no aspirations of being a super large channel. What growth happens will happen.
It's just about the books, right?
Hey, Mike.
I didn't know what I said. I just said, hey, he said, hey, here, if you want to join what? Join what? I had no idea.
It's just a chill hangout, man. That's it.
Great. Awesome. Hey.
There's no obligation. Just to chat books, hang out with friends, celebrate 2 years on Booktube.
I'm editing right now, so if you don't mind, I don't mind.
I don't care, man.
Great.
That's what I was doing before I jumped on too.
How are y'all?
Yeah. I'm doing good. How are you, Mike?
Good. Man, each day is just better than the last, right?
Yeah.
That's what they tell me.
What are you currently reading? Because I'm always interested in what Mike's reading.
Storm of Swords.
Way to play favorites, Andrew.
Yeah.
Listen, Tori, I read your book. I don't know how many. I don't
have to do with anything.
How many? What more do you want from me?
Are you gonna burn Tori's book as well?
No, I actually like Tori's book. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
What are you reading, Kay?
I am reading Monoborn by A.S. Fredericks.
That is one I actually haven't heard of.
It's an arc, so it's releasing on
brand new.
April 6th.
I saw someone else posting about that. I think it was Esme.
Yep,
It
it was
sounds really
Esme.
good.
Yeah.
I might have gotten a request for that one, but I think I turned it down.
Same, and I felt really bad about it because I really wanted to read it, and I just didn't have time. It was like
I'm judging you both.
I need to get to Mike's level where people just send me books so I can promote them on the channel, and then if I read them, it's fine. But like right now, I feel like if I get an arc, I have to read it.
Do you have like a public PO box?
No.
I bet you if you do, like, books are gonna arrive, regardless.
You think so? Just people start sending stuff. Is that how it works?
Especially with your reputation for arcs.
I do have. I am a bit of a slut.
What's your reputation for arcs? That you always get them?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a slut.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm a bit of an arc slut.
What do you still have in your pile? Like 20 something?
Oh God, you guys can talk amongst yourselves while I do.
I got an email
Go ahead, Pete.
I got an email from the guy on Manaborn too, but like I think I'm to the point where I just don't do arcs right now, and it's sad. Like I want to do arcs, but at the same time, there's also I have a structured TBR too much right now.
Yeah, understandable.
I mean, I sometimes get books from authors' friends, and I'm super nervous about reading them on time because they never get to read them on time. So I can't even imagine what it is to have like a TBR filled with arcs that you actually have to read.
Yeah, that's the main part is like, I'm just like, I don't know if I can read this by the time it comes out. I'm like,
I'm at the point where if it's more than like 400 pages and they don't give me at least 2 months, I don't really accept it anymore because I'm like, I don't have.
Yeah, I was telling Ryan Cahill that hey, that's great. Yeah, sure, I'm going to start your series, but I feel like I got to be current before I can be one of your test readers. I was like, thank you. I was like, thank you for your first book only being 500 pages. He's like, yeah, I'll make up for that in the back. like 1,700 fucking pages.
Yeah, his last book is like 430k words.
Oh, that's
like insane.
And I think that's the joy, I think, of being self-pub, because you know what, any publishers would be like, can you make that 2 or 3 books, please?
Yeah.
I mean, depends.
Or they'd edit the hell out of it, they'd edit the hell out of it down. So
depends on how much heft you have in the business.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I just got done with Ryan online.
I mean, maybe the publisher would ask them to separate the book into 2 and have only these characters in one of the book and only these characters in the other book. And then you could maybe I'm going at George R. R. Martin. Sorry if you didn't notice.
No, that seems to be the thing right now with the paper deal, is because the new Red Rising book, like after the manuscript, it was like translating to like, I think he said like 1,010 pages on hardcover if he had released it as is. So having to split it. So I was like, I'll take 2 500-700 page books or so. Sure, give me that. That's great.
Yeah, there's a lot to wrap up, anyways. Like,
are they like breaking up POVs like Feast for Crows and?
I don't think so. I think he just found a split point. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So is he? I wonder if he's going to do just Dandelion Dynasty style, where he literally split it down the middle, or he actually tried to find a natural endpoint.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what Rockio did with his book, as he said he did that, but then he had to add like a little bit to make it not seem like it was just like, oh yeah, now we're picking up on the next minute, So he had to like split it a little bit and add a little bit to it. But I don't know.
But I mean, as an author, that's actually a pretty cool opportunity. I mean, if someone told me to split a book into 2, I'd just check the structure and kind of add a couple of things at the end of one of the books to make it like look like a complete, arc, and then just start the second one. I think it actually gives you opportunity if you're willing to insert a few things.
Yep.
Okay, I've got them all pulled out. Not including the ones in the book haul, because I haven't hauled those yet technically, and not the ones including the ones that I'm reading next month. But I've got all of these. I've got the Wizards web books. I saw these first on Mike's channel. There went my thumb. I've got this. This thing's huge, by the way. You could probably fix some formatting, because look at those margins.
Jeez.
The font looks small.
Yeah, I don't know. It had dwarves, and I like dwarves, so I just said yes.
Valid.
Yeah.
I got a vampire book.
Oh,
Fear of
okay, so this is
Monsters.
I want to
this is a
read that
2-year
one.
This is a 2-year
what?
celebration, Andrew. Is that what this is? This
Yeah.
is a 2-year celebration for you.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah.
I didn't actually know what the stream was, so hey, congratulations, man. That's awesome.
I just said come and hang out.
No more sophomore slump for you, man. I'm proud of it. Good job.
Yeah,
And,
right?
Kay, you just hit 1,000. You just hit 1,000.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys got 1,000.
Thanks.
Got Palmer Pickering. I got geez, I separated them somehow. I've got these. We got Voidwalker, Derek Bailey. I'm really interested in reading this one. Kay and I are reading this one later in
Yep.
the year.
October.
That was actually a buddy read, so I feel good about that one. that one slotted for a buddy read.
You're gonna leave me.
I'm
in the
really
dust with
curious
that.
about that one with the white cover.
The Altar of My Fate.
Yeah.
I don't know. Michael's a really good dude, so.
Have you read
So
it?
is Mark. Mark is also a really good dude.
Yeah. I saw him pressuring you on Twitter that you haven't read his books yet.
Oh,
Jokingly,
I
of course.
invited the critique.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah.
he was offering me like greasy cup holder change to just kind of read his book. He's like, I can offer you Arby's and some like greasy dimes and nickels from a cup holder. And I was like, you know what? I do like some. This is Tori's fault.
Whoops.
Man,
This is like,
that cover for Bringer, is it Bringer of the Light?
Yeah, I have that one.
yeah, I really love the Raven on the stopwatch.
Yeah.
Which
That's really
is
cool.
frankly what did it for me. And I didn't know that a romantic or a scientific romance was technically like Jules Verne era sci-fi, but like that's kind of what sold me on it.
Nice.
I know Mike's got or has been sent a copy of this one
I
as
have
well.
it. And I too love Jules Verne, so it works
Yeah,
out pretty
well,
good.
that was one of the first books I sent you was 20,000 Leagues.
I want to know what you think of Sewell once you get to it too. I'm really interested in that one.
I have it on multiple formats. I got PL's book here, Last of the Atlanteans. I'm about a quarter of the way through it.
I'm literally 60 pages from the end of the first one.
I'm the only one who has no P.L. Stewart books.
You know what? If you just ask PL, he'll send
He
it.
will
I don't
send
have
you
any,
one.
so you're not the only one.
Well, the thing is like, I mean, I'm gonna have time to read all this shit anyway, so I'm not gonna pressure
Right.
anybody to send me anything.
Mike, I thought you were going to live forever.
Well, I mean, Mike Shackle sent me his book 2 years ago, and I just now got to it. So I'm like, I don't just say, yeah, I'll get to it and not mean it. I will
Yeah.
get to it.
Did I hide a stack of books from? I think I got through them.
Nice. That's not so many.
Yeah, look at the size
like
of
I've hidden
this,
some
of this,
from
of this
myself.
third Mike Shackle book. Look at the fuck.
Oh, it's huge.
That's big.
I didn't think it was that big.
I mean, for example,
Yeah,
here's Philip's new book.
They're chonk.
I got The Way of Idan on the way. I had to wait for my budget to reset for the month.
Philip's new book is like 400 and something pages, right?
It's
Yeah,
a
it's not bad.
nice digestible.
I was actually kind of surprised by that, to be honest. I was expecting it to be like 600-ish pages or more. So I was like, 400 pages. All right, cool.
You know what, Derek? I don't know if I'm currently closed for review copies unless I have a prior arrangement with the author.
I feel like we've heard this before from you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying.
I've just started telling
Like,
people, hey,
yeah.
you want to send it to me? That's great. I have no problems, showing on a book haul or something. I have no idea when I'll get to it though, and they seem to be okay with it.
Yeah, I've been really loving people. Like, if you want me to like showcase your book, that's fine. Like a no obligations book is the best way to get me to say yes at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Christopher, I am loving the Mike Shackle book so far. So
You have moved those so much higher up on my TBR because I've been wanting to read them for a while, and now you've been talking about them for weeks.
Now it's that thing where I'm convincing people to read it, and I'm hoping that they enjoy it. They'll be like, "What the hell was that guy thinking?"
Yep.
But yeah, if this third book, if he sticks a landing, man, this could It's been one of my favorite fantasy trilogies I've read. I've loved the first 2 books.
More than crap, I forgot the name. First Law. There we go.
No. I mean, that's like, I love other sci-fi movies, but it's not the original Star Wars for me or something. I mean, come on, that's First Law for me. That's
I have
my
been
Star
getting
Wars.
way back into original Star Wars. Me and my buddy,
you mean the actual Star Wars? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Well, like you, I don't read the new books. I hated the new movies. There's barely been anything I've liked about the new movies.
What new movies?
Yeah,
Exactly.
There you go. This is the way.
The only thing that Star Wars has actually put out is Andor, in my opinion. That's it.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
The only,
I mean, I like Mandalorian.
the only new Star Wars movie I will accept is Rogue One.
Yeah.
Hey, Andor is basically the prequel to that, so it works.
I haven't even watched Mandalorian or Andor or anything because I tried the new movies and they just like were destroying my childhood. So I just stepped away from all that.
Andor is what Disney looks or Star Wars looks like without corporate interference, and it's also a magnificently structured TV show.
Nice.
Like it's freaking beautiful.
What is
25,
that?
Rogue. 25.
Sing its praises. Tori
It's
Jessica
kind of
Andor.
soured for me. It's gonna be like something that I'm gonna be like, I don't know, maybe 10 years from now. I'm gonna maybe I can go back now because every time I watch it, it's just like I don't care anymore. So I don't know. I don't know how to explain. It's just
that is the perfect attitude to go into Andor with is I don't care and then be blown away.
Be pleasantly surprised. That cover is so pretty.
It is.
This one?
Mm-hmm. Love it.
I'm excited. I'm starting this tomorrow.
Nice.
And I am super honored to get a blurb on the back. That always makes my day. I love it.
I just got my first one. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, you got a Cahill.
Yeah.
You got, was it the Fall or the Exile? The Fall.
It's the Fall. I haven't read Exile yet, so it's just the Fall.
I'm planning to do a whole I'm probably going to run a Discord read along of the Bound and the Broken. Because I read the first
a lot of people
book,
were saying they're going to read it with me, so yeah.
I mean, depending on when, I might jump in, but it depends on when.
I mean, to read a book the size of the third one, I'd probably need it to be a read along for people to keep me on track.
Right.
Because
that's why I only have the first 2 on the schedule right now. If I try to do that in the same month that I'm trying to read Lonesome Dove and Gone with the Wind, I would not read anything else for 2 months. So it's just like, I think I'm just gonna. I'll get to that one when I get to that one.
What's up, Nico?
Oh, hey. I thought it was capped out at 6, so I didn't even realize it was out.
No. This one's good to go.
Gotcha.
I think we got cap at what, 12, right?
I think it's like 10 or 12. Next 10. Month I have Swan Song and House of Chains slotted. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. You can do you can figure that one out.
Yeah.
Did you not read Darkblade, Andrew? I thought you read it.
Darkblade Assassin?
Yeah, the Andy Pelican.
So I've got them all on ebook, and he's offered to send me a physical for when I do start. But I haven't done it yet.
I think I'm listening to the audiobook, so I don't know how long it is, but I think it's pretty short.
Well,
judging by audiobook
for
hours.
the longest time it was on Petrick's shelves when he was doing his videos, and it looks like it's a beefy book.
Really? Oh, okay. It reads super fast. I'm like really liking it.
Nice.
I got to be in the mood for Assassin's Fantasy, just like I got to be in the mood to play Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
So it's something that it's on the radar. Like I want to read the series. Like I just hauled it. I bought all 5 of the books because he was dropping. Well, I downloaded all 5. I
Same.
Because they were free.
Yeah.
It's like, I bought them. I paid $0.00.
You should not brand them and buy them again.
Nico, what are you reading?
So I am splitting time between beta reading Patricia Meredith's new book and The Way of Edan by, of course, Philip Chase.
Nice.
Some
people have been talking about that Philip Chase guy.
Just a few.
He might get a little bit of a following after this one. I think maybe.
Are you guys following? Professor Fireballs?
AP.
AP
AP.
on
Yeah,
Twitter.
he got really weird yesterday though. He was like putting pictures of Philip like everywhere.
Oh, it was it's at
I was
ICFA.
like, dude, you're coming off as a stalker a little bit right now.
I've been rolling just every time I scroll and see an AP photo with like Philip Chase. Just like he did like a Lord Voldemort thing, Professor Quirrell like stuck him on the back of his head. I mean, good for him for promoting Philip. Like AP's a good dude.
Oh no, he's a great dude, but I was just like, it's a little weird. It's getting a little weird for AP. I think like the 30th straight one. It's getting a little weird.
Look, it's the eccentric academic vibe. It's fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine. They got a relationship. It's all good.
Oh, it's party time now that Nico's here.
Facts, though.
Apparently, Sharon also wants to read Swan Song. I don't know why. It's fucking massive.
I officially have The Blade itself slotted for April, finally.
Yeah, I saw.
Mm-hmm.
I would be curious to hear your thoughts.
I'm curious to hear my thoughts, too. I have no idea.
I think you're going to love it.
It seems like there's almost everyone thinks I'm going to love it. And then there's a couple people that are like, I don't know.
Just seeing the books that you like, I think you're going to love it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that either works for you or it doesn't.
Yeah.
I just think it's super overrated.
Well,
there's a lot
I
of
like
those.
certain entries. I think I'm tired and I've been drinking. What's the sixth book called?
What?
Blade
The sixth
itself?
book?
No, the sixth.
I think Red Country's the one.
Counting-
Red Country.
counting
I wanted to call it Red Sunday, and I knew that was wrong. I really like Red Country.
Red Country is my least favorite.
You see, I like fantasy westerns though.
Yeah. It's not the fantasy western that's the problem to me. It's just how they changed the whole character and one of the characters.
You're simpatico on this. You don't do to Nakomo Casca what he does. Damn it.
Yeah. He's not that guy. He's not what they made him in that book.
I mean,
he's not.
hey, I got a lot of big drunks in my family, and they can turn on a dime. So as much as Nakomo Casca and vibes,
I just felt like it ruined his character arc and
well, I mean, the whole vibe of the series there's no good people.
I mean, sure, but
he
was
what if he had done that? What if he had done that with the other character that returns in that book? How would you have felt about it if he had done it with that?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't want to say in case people don't know.
I feel like Nakomo was the most unstable, though. At least when it came to, I mean, anyway.
But the problem is the stuff
talking
he
about
does.
Book 6 right now. That's just very rude.
Sorry,
we're on the same page on this one.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I felt like
that
dragon
character shit, man. God, dragon people.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was just. we should do a discussion later on about this, but it just ruined the whole pacing of the book to me. Just adding that chunk. Anyway,
my favorite is still the heroes, besides the ending.
Mine too.
Because Abercrombie has to just be Abercrombie and do stuff at the ending. And I'm like, come on, man, we get it. You don't have to beat me over the head with it. Come on.
The Heroes has like the best characters. It advances the overarching plot of his world a little bit, and it's just like fun to see. I don't think I've ever seen. Yeah, and I mean, he took characters that people didn't really care a lot about and just made them really cool and gave them a whole arc and stuff. So
I think that's the best.
I really like that book.
In it. I think Gorst is hilarious in that book.
Oh, I don't care for him at all in that book. But
I can understand why you don't care about him, but like when I was reading it, I didn't enjoy Gorst, and then now when I look back on that book and what Gorst just does, I just chuckle.
We're of Bly is just awesome as well.
Sean likes Best Served Cold. Popular favorite.
I love Best Served Cold.
As the crickets take the
mix. I feel like the standalones, like everyone has such a different opinion on the standalones. It's like they either love Red Country and hate Best Served Cold, or they love Best Served Cold and hate Red Country. Whereas everybody seems to kind of like the heroes. So at least that's the experience I've had.
I like Best Served Cold. I think it could be a tad shorter, but I like it.
I'll let Mike answer Mike.
What? I got the camera.
That's what I was laughing at.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I guess not. Probably not.
I think Abercrombie's still looking for
I
a
think-
plot too, Mike. Don't worry.
I think the point is that there's no point. I mean,
Apparently
I've
that's
only read
okay. That's okay in a Robin Hobb book, but if any other author does it, it's unacceptable. There has to be a plot. But with Robin Hobb, she could talk about that fucking grass growing for 48 pages, and people, hey, that's not why I read Robin Hobb books. I read it because I like to hang out with the characters. The same stuff that you complained about during Wheel of Time? Yeah. Same thing that the Tawny Man was. Same thing. But you love Robin Hobb, so you love
I love both Wheel
Nico's
of Time
waiting
and
to
Tawny
answer.
Man,
I do
so, but I can't really
For
argue
me, it's
with
actually
it.
flip-flopped. I like the detail in Wheel of Time. I have more problems with the characters. In Hobb, I like the characters, but it's just flip-flopped for me.
Consistency, Andrew.
I want to say that Grass was deeply involved with the character's trauma.
Damn it!
That's
I would
why
have
we
done that
like
if I
seeing it
I would
drama.
not have done that if I knew Jerry was here. Now I'm gonna get it. Thanks, guys.
Always check the chat.
They're like mom just caught me. Damn it.
I mean, Derry's already disowned me. Like she still loves me, but she knows I'm the problem child. But
There's
now
boundaries
you
in that
just threw your name
relationship.
into the ring, Mike.
I just basically got the I'm not mad, I'm disappointed from Derry after my opinions on the last 7 too, so which I feel like hurt worse.
Yeah, sure. I'll shoot you an invite, Drew. Hot take discussions from John Palladino. What up, John? All right.
That's his new channel, though. He actually has.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, really?
videos.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. I need to subscribe to that. Hold on. Where's my phone?
I was just saying, I thought that was just a joke for the chat. So
Yeah, I thought that was a
fantastic.
joke.
No,
I'm
it's-
straight up
that's
going
his
to
actual
subscribe to
channel,
that right
yeah.
now.
For joining though.
Everybody in the chat, go subscribe.
And if you ever talk to John, it makes sense.
Hot
Mm.
takes discussions, which you named your channel.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's-
Oh man.
Subscribed. Boom. Right there. Oh, perfect thumbnail. Right there. Just perfect. 88 subscribers now, John. There you go. All right.
89.
Pete, did
I
you
was
say what
saying-
you were reading, or did you say you were reading Way of the Dan?
Dragon Keeper. I also
Dragon
technically am also reading Forge of Darkness, but that's like slightly on hold.
What is Forge of Darkness?
Carcanus trilogy, Erickson.
Oh, Erickson. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
actually really
What-
slow, but really interesting.
Once you drop a name of a Malazan book outside of the initial 10, there's like a 1 in 5 chance I'll understand what you're talking about.
Knight of Knives.
I still need to read God is Not Willing.
And you see, that
Same.
one I would have caught. That one I would have caught.
That's the after one I was most excited to read.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to check out E.N.C. Esselmont stuff, because even though I know it starts out rough, I've heard that it gets better as he goes along, and that his prose is more digestible than Erickson's.
I have a couple of those.
I'm
I say,
excited for this one because I think it's a storyline that kind of runs around the same timeline as Deadhouse Gates.
Mm-hmm.
I would disabuse you of that notion.
Okay.
What?
I'm
What
sorry.
notion?
That Deadhouse Landing takes place around Deadhouse Gates. It doesn't.
It doesn't? Okay.
It just involves the Deadhouse.
Gotcha.
Tori is not going to read it anymore now, Pete.
Yeah, great. Now you just
Look.
ruined it.
Look,
Ruined
I
it.
had to alter the expectations to be realistic because
No, I'm still, once I finish the main 10, then I'm going to read Esselmont's stuff.
that's what I'm trying to work through is kind of going between Esselmont and Carcanus.
Mm-hmm.
I told myself I was going to keep up with the Malazan read along that Andrew and a bunch of people started.
Yeah.
And I've only read Gardens of the Moon because I had already read it. So
That's a common thing. I'm expecting to just half the time I expect myself to just drop out.
Shaggy,
I
I
feel like-
started 2 years ago. I'm on book 8. So don't, it's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like
Cool.
Malazan is like most larger book series, a book a month, I feel like is manageable. For Malazan, a book a month is a lot.
Yeah.
I originally had scheduled it for 2 years, and then I let people bully me into speeding it up, and that's when everybody dropped out because they just get bigger and bigger and more dense, which is unreal to say that they get more dense, but yeah, they do.
They get more dense and then
Speaking
more
of bigger
like
books, I still need
heavy
to
as
read
well.
this sucker.
It's good. I look forward to your thoughts on that one.
That's so good.
I'm 25% through. I'm at a great
have it.
stopping point though, so I'm finding it hard to just not read past that good stopping point.
I'm at a great stopping point, so I'm not going to read it anymore. I'm just going to stop here.
I stuck the bookmark in. I was like, you know what? I can take a couple days. It's like 3 months.
Oh, never gonna open that book again.
I mean, I'll probably wait till November. Read another. I'll read it over 4 years. Just 25% a year.
I don't even know what book it is. But...
Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the kind of
My
Monte
favorite
Cristo.
single novel of all time.
The
Wow.
greatest
And Andrew DNF'd
book
it.
murder weapon.
I haven't technically DNF'd it. It's just on pause.
I haven't even pushed him because I'm like, if he keeps reading it when he doesn't want to, then he's just gonna send me like hateful stuff about Monte Cristo, and I'm like, we'll just skip that. We'll skip it.
I mean, I send Tori, I send Nico like just daily rants on whatever I'm reading if I'm not liking it.
Mhm.
I can always tell when you're just like in a bad reading mood too, because like you get so nitpicky, and I'm like, I can get kind of where you're coming from, but
To
like,
be fair, today I'm beta reading, so I'm being
that's
extra nitpicky.
I don't remember what the last one was. There was this one thing you were just like so mad about something trivial, and I'm like, this is classic Andrew, but it was like something I'm like, I don't get that at all.
Was it like the person looking at the ink stain on the corner of the desk?
No, it was something completely different, like a few weeks ago or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from Hot Takes discussion.
Thank you so much, John. I appreciate you, man.
Have
When's
some
Booktube
money,
drop?
friend.
When's
That's
Booktube
like
drop?
an NPC after you completed the quest. It's like, have some money, friend.
Have some money. Thank you, sir.
Have this bag of coins.
I've been playing the Diablo 4 beta, so I have that in mind too much.
Convince Mike to read Blackstone Heart. Honestly, Mike would love Blackstone Heart, but I'm not going to force him.
What?
It's
I
good.
was-
It's real good.
I had
It's
something
good.
going on here. What?
It's dark. It's got, oh God, if I can reach it.
Blackstone Heart?
Blackstone Heart by Michael R. Fletcher.
Oh, I haven't read any Fletcher yet, and
Yeah.
if I feel like if I don't do the Manifest Illusion one first, I'm gonna get an earful. So
Honestly, I would recommend starting here instead. I just finished the first Manifest Illusions yesterday.
I got
And
both at the same
this
time,
is better.
but Obsidian Path is shorter, so I started that first and really enjoyed it.
The blurb on the back is that which kills you makes you stronger.
Kelly Clarkson.
No, it's what actually kills you.
Thank you. Now I have that stuck in my head. I appreciate that.
It's like the Christmas song. It's bad.
Oh man.
I don't know if I'm going to play Diablo 4, but I've heard. So the only thing that's going to convince me to play Diablo 4 if it's closer to Diablo 1 or 2. Because Diablo 3
It is closer to
I'll be
Diablo
playing
2.
the hell out of Diablo 4.
Oh yeah,
Have you?
I played the closed beta last weekend and the open beta this weekend, and I mean I liked it a lot.
When
I
we first
understand
bought
a few
a-
criticisms.
Yeah, we first bought a PS4 and we had like no games that we wanted to play on it. So we bought like the Diablo 3 like Ultimate Edition. We never really. My wife took like days off work to stay home and play it. We got so addicted to it at first. So I was like, shit, because that was my first Diablo. I never played 1 or 2.
I
Oh
just-
man,
I started on like a
Diablo
Windows
2 is-
98 playing
We
Diablo
did Baldur's
1.
Gate, and that's what we thought it reminded us of Baldur's Gate a lot, and that's why we liked it so much. And then we couldn't stop playing it.
Diablo 3 is fine. It's a little bit different from what people who play Diablo 1 and 2 expected, because Diablo 1 and 2 were a lot more gritty. The story was a lot better. It was harder. Like Diablo 3 is pretty casual, and a lot of people didn't like that, so it gets a very bad rep. But I don't know, it's fine. But I'm enjoying Diablo 4
the
more.
art style didn't jive with me on 3 as much.
Yeah,
as it did,
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
mean, like I said, I grew up playing 1. I skipped 2 and then went to 3.
Wow, you skipped like the best one.
No, 1 is the best one.
You
But how
still
do you
haven't
know,
played 2?
Andrew?
I mean, I've played like a couple hours of 2.
Oh my god,
was-
Andrew.
What? No.
I'm so
Oh my
disappointed
God,
in you.
Thiago.
I am so disappointed in you right now. Play
You know
Diablo
what,
2
sir? I'm
Resurrected.
just
It's not
gonna
like
burn your books and then buy them again.
yes, please do. I encourage you to do that.
Please.
No, but really, yeah, you have the opportunity to get Diablo 2 Resurrected because they remastered it and relaunched it. So
Ooh. Okay.
do that.
All right.
Do that.
I'm currently holding out for Jedi Survivor, and I just got Hogwarts Legacy. So,
I mean,
I got some games in the way first.
could just be
I wanna-
nostalgia talking, but Diablo 2 is insane.
Yeah. Well, Diablo 1 was insane, and I did play Baldur's Gate as well. He hates Diablo 1. To be fair, I was like 9 or 10 playing Diablo, so it was something I definitely wasn't supposed to be playing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I loved it.
I'm thinking about it, and I definitely played Baldur's Gate, but I don't think I've ever played Diablo. But I'm not much of a gamer in general, so.
Oh man, Diablo is like my next series is super Diablo inspired already, and they haven't even started writing it. So I love Diablo so much.
You're just gonna
Super
go
cool.
straight into the darkness.
Not enough darkness necessarily, but yeah, I have a couple of things that I'm pulling from it.
Tiago, are you gonna marry the darkness?
I don't know.
The Justin Hawkins band.
Yeah,
I
this
mean-
is basically me. Derek has got me nailed to the T. Because like my best friend here locally still is like a hardcore gamer, and he's like, "Hey, you want to just like have like a weekend where we just marathon the latest FromSoft game?" And I'm like, "Dude, do you think I can like still do that? Like just sit there swearing at my TV because
I have
died
children.
for the 40th time?" What was that game called again? It won a bunch of awards.
Elden Ring.
Yeah, that one.
Elden Ring.
That's too
I tried-
stressful for me.
I played Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Bloodborne. So like I thought I was good. And then I turned on Elden Ring after being away from gaming for like a year. And I just got wrecked. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not for me anymore.
But you're supposed to get wrecked.
Yeah, but I didn't like feeling like a scrub.
Yeah.
Like get good, scrub.
The games that are impossibly hard and it's okay, you're supposed to get destroyed. That's just not for me. I don't have enough gaming time to put up with that bullshit anymore.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Yeah.
Either make a difficulty setting or fuck right off. So that's where I'm at with gaming now. It's because of time. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Alan,
like
you want a
hardcore,
link?
hardcore mode.
yeah,
So
Alan,
I'm
jump in
hearing-
and rant with us. I love
Yeah.
that. That's not hearing
We're
anything
just talking a bunch of trash.
So
Yeah,
what I'm
I
hearing
tried
is,
doing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice and enjoyed it. I mean, it's a beautiful game, but I haven't been gaming for a while either, and that was an ambitious jump back in point. So I switched over to Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'm enjoying
Nice.
it much better.
Yeah, that's cool.
So-
I think
Oh,
the last
Sekiro-
game that was somewhat difficult. You guys that are hardcore Elden Ring fans will laugh, but when we first started Breath of the Wild and we got fucking killed like 200 times in the first hour, and I was like, "Did they make a Zelda game that was too hard? This has never happened to me before." So probably the
Accidentally
last
starts
one.
on master mode.
And then that I think you just had to realize, hey, there's certain parts of the map you can't go to yet. Stay away from those areas if you're dying in one hit, you know. So we had to learn that with it.
They did the old
Yeah.
school tactic where like they didn't just like section
They give
it
you a
off.
sword, they drop you in the forest, and say, "Figure it out, kid." Yeah.
Yeah.
You went to
We
the
got-
high
we got
level area and
destroyed.
got wrecked.
I just grabbed
Sekiro's like
old-
Sekiro's like Dark Souls, but in a Japanese setting.
basically.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
John, thank you so much, sir.
I
Thank
picked
you,
up
thank
an
you.
old copy of Oblivion just for throwback's sake
Fun.
that I want to play for PS3. So I'm excited to try that again.
I want them to remaster Morrowind. Do something other
It
than
would be
Skyrim.
awesome. Okay, but I
Well,
do
they
love
sure as
Skyrim,
hell ain't
but
gonna make Elder Scrolls 6. They might as well remaster Morrowind.
At this point, just give me Morrowind the remake, and I'll be happy. I'll stop complaining. But like, if you port Skyrim to my like refrigerator, I'm gonna be mad.
I'm sure they already have.
Like, if it's got a
Alan
screen,
has
they're
opinions
gonna
in
port
Oblivion.
Skyrim to it, and it's just ridiculous.
I'm such a purist. I don't want anything other than the original. Just give me the original game. I don't want all of the extra.
I mean, I'm getting ready to jump into Dead Space here in the next few months because they remade it, and I never got to play it.
You know what I want? I want them to make console games that when you put them in, they play. Instead of, oh, now you need to put in a gamer tag. Now you need to make sure you're connected to the internet. Well, now you need to make sure you've got all the updates. Just can I play the fucking game that I was paid for?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why, seriously, that's why I switched to PC gaming. Not because I think it's better, not because I think it looks better. It's because I press play and the game freaking plays.
Yeah.
It's great.
I
When the
still use my
apocalypse-
GameCube and N64 more than PS4.
But I mean, you had to blow on the tapes, right? On the
You do
Nintendo
have to do
64
that.
for them to work.
on the
So
cartridge.
it's almost the same thing. Yeah.
Even though it says "do not do this" because like you're
Yeah.
blowing spittle onto like the contacts, and then that
Yeah,
can cause
yeah,
it
but
to
that's
explode.
like what gave it, the connection. It's your spittle.
Yeah.
It's what made it work.
Have you
It's
guys
the same
played?
thing now. They're just
Shadow
trying
of the
to keep the
Colossus?
experience.
I did play Shadow of the Colossus on PS2.
I played
It is
it
my
on
favorite game
PS2.
of all
Yeah.
time.
It made me sad.
It is incredibly heartbreaking, but you know that I love that, Andrew, so you shouldn't be surprised by this.
Okay, fair.
You've read my book.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
Like,
made you eat ice
It's the
cream
only
on your
game where
couch.
you're like killing the boss, and you're like, "Am I the piece of garbage?"
Right?
Like-
Great.
You know what
Yeah.
I have learned is really, really cool is when you're reading really, really dark books with really, really messed up content, and you're thinking, oh, I might be starting to go into like a really, really dark place, like I've been doing with these Mike Shackle books. But I've been reading this at night with my kid, and it's been keeping me grounded. So I recommend that, guys.
Right.
I really
Yeah.
recommend that. So it will keep you from slipping into an inadvertent depression because you're reading about people just dying and babies getting ripped out of people's arms and stabbed and shit. Because that's just what grimdark fantasy is.
That's the fun stuff.
And then it's like, hey, cool, this has got an 11-year-old that's kicking God's asses. I love it. This is terrific. Yeah.
I need to find my next popcorn series. I've got a few ideas. I need to put these books back. But yeah, I've got a few ideas, but I haven't nailed anything down yet because I started a couple and then I was just like, maybe not. Because once Cradle's done, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be a sad boy.
No
And
comment.
I don't know if I'm just gonna like read those.
Sound
I
like
was
such a
waiting
hater
for
tonight.
Mike's
This is
comment.
great.
Yeah.
This is like such a hater tonight. This is awesome.
I mean, hey,
No, look, hey, I understand why people like Cradle. It's just that was never going to be anything I was into.
yeah.
I'm just so confused why people recommended it to me so much. It was like,
I'm gonna tell you what, Mike. Your taste is something that like I have yet to nail down, and I'm usually
okay.
pretty good.
Okay.
I'm usually pretty good at nailing down people's tastes. And
Well, first of all, you have to write characters, and I feel like
Yeah.
Cradle wasn't doing that. They're like, oh well, the characters don't really matter much. Same with like why did I not like the 3-body problem? It's like,
Okay.
well, the fact that you even flat out tell me, well, it's not really a character's book. Well, that's rarely going to work for me. You have to be like Michael Crichton or Blake Crouch and give me really, really great ideas for me to just completely abandon the fact that I have nothing going on about my characters.
John.
John is just like,
John,
know
make
this
sure,
switch
John,
out
make sure you
for
show up on my
Andrew?
next stream, okay? I could use you there.
John,
Definitely
I love
come
you,
to
man.
mine, Too.
I love you. Thank you so much.
I mean,
Andrew's
I don't have
just like
the channel,
Top
but
6
if you want
months
to
of
just
revenue for me.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want like banking info, I'll hook you up, man.
yeah, exactly.
John is
Yeah, here's
that
his routing
Nigerian
number,
prince who
here's
just
his
wants to
bank
share his
account.
money. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate it. John's a good dude. John, is the author of Trials of Ashmount, and he sent me the book, and it just, it was maybe it was just too dark for me at the time, but I sent him other places, and the people I sent him to really loved the book, and it took off. I'm not going to take full responsibility because I didn't write the book. I was just like, hey, maybe talk to these people, and I am so glad he is finding success.
Yeah, I sold a couple for him. I think so. A couple.
Yeah. But he's a good dude, and thank you so much, John. I don't deserve you, sir.
Yeah, no, he's a good. If you
But
if
neither
you
do any of
Twitter,
these
if
other
you do the
clowns.
Twitter thing, he's a good Twitter follow too.
I'm just saying. But I can't wait for John's second book.
Speaking of which, sort of,
Awesome.
Andrew, did you
Love to hear it.
finish the first Conqueror book?
Yeah.
yet?
Yeah.
Did we talk about it?
No.
We should do that sometime soon.
Sure.
Yeah.
I gave it 4 stars.
Nice.
There was just a couple things like Berta's character. I felt like when we did the time jumps, like her character wasn't consistent.
Mm.
And like I saw that in a couple other characters as well. So the characterization was a bit of an issue, but story and ideas and Temujin's like whole arc, just, chef's kiss.
So good.
See, John says John is good people, and John
John
is
would
also
know.
good people. John would know that John is good people. Because John is good people.
Man,
And
John
with
gets some
John-
trolls on Twitter, man. Jeez. I see some of the shit that John puts up with on Twitter, and I'm like, man, I thought my comment section was bad. Jesus. Now I don't know how much of that John's provoking, but I'm just saying that, you know, I see the
It's 'cause
John's
of
just
hot
like-
takes.
I see his quote tweets. I'm like, damn, what do you say to these people? You know, because before I agreed to go back on
John-
Twitter, I said I was going to be completely positive, you know, because no one else does that on Twitter. So I wanted to try to buck the trend by just being completely 100% positive on there, unless I'm talking about sports, because it's impossible to not bitch about sports. But yeah, I see the stuff that he's quote tweeting. I'm like, God damn, man, what are you saying out there? But, yeah.
John agrees with me
Well,
with
yeah.
John agrees with me on The Last of Us. So we have that
What's
in
wrong with The
common.
Last of Us?
The game, nothing.
That it's mid as fuck and everybody acts like
it
it's
is.
amazing. And I'm just like,
Thank you
Are you
so
talking
much.
about
usually,
Exactly.
man, I'm one of those who
Exactly.
like HBO really rarely does anything wrong. Really, I think they usually they're the only ones who know how to make fantasy. That's for sure. Those first 2 episodes were great. And since after that, it's like I quit after 5.
You see, I didn't like the mechanics of the game, so I stopped playing it.
Oh, you're
But I mean,
special. We love that about you.
The
You are
game,
different.
yeah. The game is like one of the best told stories in any medium that I've ever experienced.
If
to
I
me.
can't pull off a headshot, then I'm never gonna
Well,
find
that's
out.
what
But I mean-
frustrated me so much, Shag, is where they're like, oh, well, it doesn't need to be shot for shot with the game. But I was like, but that's what's bothering me is you guys are like, oh, they
Exactly.
nailed that exactly like he does in the game. No, they didn't. Like not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. And I mean, episode 2, the change that they had at the ending of episode 2, it being like the zombies instead of a Fedra reaching them in the building and the ending and all that I'm trying not to spoil. I mean, I actually like that change. So if you do like small changes like that of the whole like interconnectedness of the fungus and you know, if you step on one here, a zombie on the other side of, I don't know, the city's gonna know that you're there. That had so much potential, and they just forgot about it. They never used it. It's like they invented that for the end of episode 2, and then they never used it again. It's like,
And I just thought
And
stuff was
episodes-
rushed. Like they were doing
Yeah.
like things that could have been really, really great if they took their time. Like doing Sam and Henry in one episode. It was like that. What a waste of a great storyline to do that
And-
shit in under an hour.
and the way that they did it, just, I mean, Sam and Henry are there so that Joel and Ellie build their relationship by seeing other relationships and how they happen. But they make all of the episodes and all the show about the other relationships, and they never actually put Joe and
Right.
Ellie like in the middle of it as they should be. They just end up meeting like eventually, but they do like this whole flashback episode so that you understand the other relationship, but they could just build that up with Joe and Ellie experiencing it at the same time
My
and
wife,
building their relationship.
yeah, my wife
But
who
it
hasn't
doesn't
played the
happen.
game, she can start critiquing the show, and she was like, "I feel like we're supposed to be caring about these 2 characters, and we're not. We're getting more development for every
Exactly.
character besides them." Yeah,
Exactly.
so-
Okay, here's the question though: is the show better than Wheel of Time?
I haven't watched Wheel of Time, so
I mean,
can
that's a
say.
low bar, Andrew. Jeez.
I was gonna say it'd be hard for it not to be.
Look, I've
I
seen
was
like
shocked that they continued on to season 2.
And no, see, I don't think Last of Us is a bad. It's just you take the game out of it. It's just a TV show. It's not bad, but to me, it's like it's not doing anything Walking Dead didn't do a decade ago.
Yeah.
Nothing,
Yeah.
except it's on HBO. Great.
And you know, Walking Dead actually has zombies. It doesn't forget it's a zombie show.
Yeah.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, homie?
Sorry, I just started paying attention. My bad.
No,
I don't
it's
know how
fine.
long you were there. If you were there for a while, I'm sorry.
like 10 minutes, but I was wrapping up my work stuff while I was waiting.
I am so sorry. I was putting books away and I was not paying attention.
Andrew
As I
just
saw
left you in the
private chat, I
corner
was
there.
like, oh, hey,
That's
Drew's
so
there.
mean, Wizard. Come on
Yeah.
now.
I said I'm sorry.
Okay, and
This
as for
isn't
The
apple
Last
juice.
of Us, I haven't watched it, so based on how much I've seen of The Last of Us versus Wheel of Time, I have to go Wheel of Time because I haven't watched Last of Us yet, but when I watch it, I'll probably change my mind.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll get to it eventually. It's on my watch list.
maybe people who haven't played the game will like it more, but if you have the experience of knowing the story from the game and seeing how like poorly they use that stuff, it's not a bad show, but the game is about the relationship of these two characters and how each of them use the other to heal basically and reach what they need. And the game does that perfectly because the game doesn't invent like flashbacks for full episodes or for half episodes and just loses time developing other stuff while you should be caring about the two main characters, which the show just kind of forgets. So that's my problem with the show.
Yeah.
I'm not a gamer, so I've never done the game thing at all.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
From what I know, like, so I recently played the game for the first time, and then I'm gonna watch the TV show. Like, seeing that, hearing what's happening on the TV show, like the vague storylines, what's happening after I play the game, I was kind of surprised that they took so little time for like. I can see how spring would be one episode, but I feel like winter needed to take 2 episodes and some other things. So I was like, that. I feel like at first glance, I feel like they rushed things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll probably get to it in a few years. We'll see if I feel the same.
Obviously, I won't spoil it, but the last episode of season 1 is shot for shot the game, which is spectacular because the ending of that game is still spectacular. And even though I was like super angry after episode 7, I was like, okay, I'm gonna DNF the show. But my wife was watching with me, and she was like, "There's 2 episodes left. I want to finish it." So I'm like, okay, let's finish it. But I mean, I'm glad I saw the last episode because it is actually like shot for shot the game, which is perfect because the ending is perfect. But the problem is they didn't develop everything that they needed to develop for that ending to really hit like it hits in the game. So it was kind of,
So you're saying from a writing perspective, it fell flat?
Yeah, to me it did because you don't have the relationship at the point where you needed it to be for you to really be invested and care because they've spent so much time just doing other stuff and just breaking your focus up. So,
I mean, that happens. Drew, what are you reading?
What am I reading right now? Where's my book? Here it is.
I can't see that. Jim Butcher, Furies of Calderon, Academ's Fury. That's book 2.
that's the Roman Pokemon, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Drew, you're silent.
Yeah.
Did you unhook your...
Perhaps.
My
Nah,
mute
you're
button
back
was
now.
pressed.
Yeah.
My bad. All right.
Is that book 2?
Yeah, that's book 2 of the
Okay.
Codex Alera. I'm also working on my reread of the Sword of Truth, which I could tell that my opinion on literature has changed dramatically since I first read the series. And
You're not enjoying it as much?
not as much. I'm starting to see why people have problems with the series from some aspects of it. And I'm just like, oh my God, how did I not see this before?
I didn't notice the BDSM until I was like 18.
Oh, I noticed the more said BDSM stuff right away.
It did not click. Actually, no, I don't think I noticed it until I was 23 and I'd read the book 3 times.
Yikes.
Jeez.
And I was just like, oh, that's what this is? Oh.
Now I'm still liking it. It's almost nostalgic reading it, but holy crap, is my personal, political, philosophical, religious ideas have changed so much since reading that I've got a whole different viewpoint on it now. It's crazy. But
That'll happen. That's why it's dangerous to go back and do rereads. Like sometimes it can be great. And some, like me and Nico just recently did a Wheel of Time reread, but it was our first time doing it on audio. And on audio, the characters annoyed the piss out of me.
I could see that happening.
Are you for or against Kruppa on audio, Andrew?
On audio, I think Kruppa's hilarious.
Yeah, me too.
I've got that on my Audible list because I do want to listen to Malazan on Audible. It's going to be a while before I get to it.
The problem is after book 3, they do a narrator switch.
Well, of course.
So it goes from Ralph Lister to Michael Page. Is that correct?
Okay.
Do they switch pronunciations too?
Yeah.
I'm not even paying attention to who's narrating what. I'm just listening.
I don't know if Fallon is still here, but he needed to jump on to do his Kruppa impression because it's like exactly like the audiobook. It's really good.
I don't know if Alan's still here.
Yeah.
He's probably tired from his most recent live stream.
Okay.
For his patrons.
Graphic audio or just regular Audible for Audible? I love the graphic audio. I did the whole Lightbringer series in graphic audio. I did Elantris and Warbreaker in graphic audio. Loved it.
See, I like.
I've never done.
I'm one of the rare people who likes Elantris.
Hey, I like it too.
Well, there we go. Me and you, Drew. The Drews will start a club. The Drews have it. There we go. Elantris is good.
Drew
We're all wrong.
Elantris is indeed better than people say it is.
It really is. It really is. I think Warbreaker is worse, but people seem to like Warbreaker more.
One of these days I need to fight somebody over Warbreaker because I like the more I look back on Warbreaker, the more I'm just like, this is worse and worse the more I look at it.
It is. The whole color scheme in the magic system is like pointless and useless. That's the one thing that irks me about Warbreaker. Like, what's with the colors?
I remember
that's like not something you hear about.
Nico, that it doesn't when it comes down to the breaths and the number of breaths available within Warbreaker, the math makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Because they would run out of breath long before, because the elevated, I forget what they're called, require so much breath. There's no way that there's enough people in that populace to sustain that level of magic.
No.
It's like the number of breaths someone takes, the magic system limitation or something?
No, they are born with a breath that they can then use a limited amount, and then they have to reclaim it or it's gone.
I like the whole breaths thing in Warbreaker, but when he tried to put this biochromatic stuff in there, it's like you could take all that out and it would make no difference to the magic system at all. It's like completely pointless. But that's my critique of Warbreaker. That one aspect of it is like.
I do think that he's gone back and said he would have changed the numbers. I also think that's why he has not mentioned the numbers for Warbreaker in any other. Like anytime breath is mentioned in referenced, they don't mention numbers at all. And I think that's probably why.
I think though the thing to note is a lot of the things being brought up are reasons why people from that world are so keen to find easier to get investiture though.
Yeah.
Because that's a big plot point, is specifically where it's really hard to get investiture on that world versus a lot of other worlds like Richard. It's very easy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's probably his roughest magic system, but Warbreaker is the book that stuck with me the longest after I read it. Even though it wasn't my favorite to read, it was the one I kept thinking about.
Yeah.
I haven't read it in a long time.
Okay, here. Perfect. Send me your nice leather-bound copy. I'll read it, and then I promise I'll return it in 5 to 6 years.
I was say you can have my regular hardcover maybe. But...
I've got a signed hardcover. I'll just swap you.
Yeah, it's also my least favorite cover.
I like
all of his books.
I love that.
I also like
scratching at the door.
The mass market paperback Mistborn covers more than any other cover they've ever done. So
this one's not as bad, but
I want the Chinese version. The Chinese cover is like fire. It's like a stained glass window. It's beautiful.
Did they just go into Sanderson's house and take a picture?
Basically, right? Yeah. No, but I feel like Warbreaker is just thematically all over the place. All of the storylines are just tossed in there, and they don't feel like they make sense together. And I feel like I know why he did it, because later on later on in the Cosmere stuff, but like,
I wonder if he was planning that far ahead, or he just went back and built from what he did in Warbreaker.
No, he was
I really
planning
feel like
ahead.
I really feel like that was his weakest novel, honestly.
He was definitely planning far ahead.
Yeah,
Another great
Sanderson
new
is a
channel. Go read
pretty
books.
big
If you're
planner.
watching,
So
please subscribe to this individual as well.
Sanderson is a pretty big planner, but you know, as an author, I can tell you it's not super hard to like come up with something and make it look like you thought about it all along. Like
I will say, Emperor's Soul is amazing. Like that.
So good.
The concept behind soul stamps is just awesome. I love the idea behind it.
Caught me off guard.
And like, I don't dislike it. I thought it was good, but I don't get why everyone loves that one so much, personally.
What? The
I liked it just fine, but I never thought it was like, because so many people say that's like his best work, and I'm like, I thought it was good, but like I was not that head over heels for it.
As a story, it's okay, but I love the concept of the soul stamp and how you're literally forging and creating a soul. A soul, not a stole. I love that concept.
That wouldn't be forging. That would be weaving.
Andrew, this is not weaving.
I don't know how to weave.
That is not how you weave things.
Excuse me.
That's knitting.
Knit.
That's
Yeah,
two
well-
hands. That's knitting.
You need like a little wheel and everything, Andrew.
Oh,
I have one. You can come visit me and try
The
it.
wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Listen, Tori, don't tempt me.
Seriously, I'll help you. You can spin a skein of yarn at my
I'll
house.
go to frozen Minnesota.
It's actually not too bad right now.
It was actually pretty nice here today.
Define not too bad.
I
Not
see
too
your
bad is
picture
like-
story, and
Mid 30s. We're high of 40s now, which is like t-shirt weather for me.
Mike, what was the weather in Texas today?
It was kind of chilly this morning, but you know, once the sun got up, whatever, it got up to its usual like 80.
What's chilly for
What is
Texas?
kind of chilly?
In Texas, anything below 50 is chilly. Why y'all look?
I'm
it's not my fault. Y'all are a
Victoria
bunch of Yankees. All right.
So Victoria
I
Spring
moved-
is chilly. Got it.
Just like how you guys think that, like, if you guys got a hurricane, you'd flip the fuck out, and we're like, whatever here. You know, it's just, you know, it's normal. Like you guys think snow is not a big deal, where it would be the fucking apocalypse here. You know.
I remember the one time I went to Houston and I was driving underneath a bridge and I saw this indicator. And the locals, I'm like, what the crap is that? And they're like, oh, that's a
about
flood
the flood
indicator.
levels. Yeah.
I was
Flood
just
levels,
like, what do you mean that's a flood indicator? That thing's 7 feet off the ground.
Yeah. So I mean, like when you guys will be like, oh, we're having a heat wave, and I'm like, how hot? And they're like, oh, 90, and like, oh, that's freaking like April here. You know, that's
Anything over 80 and I'm tapped out.
exactly.
Not-
So I mean, you guys can laugh because I think that anything below 50 is chilly, but I moved to the South for a reason. I fucking hate the cold. I hate it. I hate
Well,
it.
You know,
I
it-
mean,
it's okay,
you're-
Mike.
you're
I
just
laugh at people
describing-
here all the time.
Oh, what?
you're just
Yeah, I laugh
Go
at
ahead, Drew,
people
go
here
ahead.
all the time because I'm from the Canadian prairies, so you know, minus 30 with tons of snow is the norm. In the meantime, here in Victoria, it snows a little bit. It's like 3 degrees above freezing, and a little bit of snow drops down, and the whole city shuts down. Transit's closed, businesses closed, nobody can get to work.
Oh no! Someone could drop an ice cube outside the school, and they'll close school. They'll close it. You know, it's like, my God, guys, it's just cold. I mean, it
You're
sucks,
just
you know,
like-
you can still go to school.
Yeah.
you're
I mean,
just
I
like
kind of
describing.
get it, but
Meanwhile, in Minnesota, if you can still see 10 feet in front of your car, you're fine.
You guys
so,
are
so just like the
Francisco.
Canadian prairies, then.
Mm-hmm.
I went to
I mean,
San Francisco and I got freaked out because like the highway's like going at full speed and like it's so fogged over that you can't see 5 feet in front of the car. And I'm just holding on, just like, I'm gonna die.
Excuse me.
Who was that? It was somebody asked about me. Oh, Derek. I have never woven my own beanie, but I have crocheted myself stuff before.
Oh, so we're getting technical here.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
I was a
admit it,
I mean,
professional
you guys
fiber
talking
artist
about-
for a while.
Yeah. You guys talking about temperature, and I'm like here in Brazil where it's 90 degrees right now, and I'm just okay.
I
Yeah,
I admit I
Mike
laughed
was
when
just
the city
describing
shuts down.
Brazil
but-
temperature, basically.
I mean, it's down here too. So
Yeah.
So
It doesn't even snow here. Like a lot of people live their whole lives in Brazil without seeing snow like in person unless they travel. So
Aniko's just over here going like, "You guys are wusses."
yeah.
I'll admit I'm a bit of a hypocrite because the only car I ever owned, I totaled 2 days into winter on an icy road. Well, I now have a second car, but I've only driven for winter in 2 days and totaled my car at that point. So I'm a bit of a hypocrite when I laugh about the city shutting down here.
I don't know. It was a night. It was 55 today, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of nice." I
Yeah.
thought that was nice and warm out.
Well, see, now after the whole winter storm we had here, now every single time it gets cold out, apparently Houston is like some big political discussion because their power grid's going to fail. Like it happened one time in 100 years, and now all of a sudden, every time it gets cold, it's because of poor management in the state. Like, when did this happen? You know, so yeah.
Okay, are you a newbie?
Idiots on the TV in New York talking about the weather in Houston? I'm like, go away, please.
Newfoundland is the one place on Earth I am convinced humanity is not supposed to live there. Every time I hear about the weather in Newfoundland, I'm just like,
never been there.
Is that right?
Glad to visit.
Yeah,
yeah. Your environment is trying to kill you.
The Australia of Canada.
So that's what Jay Kristoff about Australia.
Yeah.
No, in Australia, the wildlife is trying to kill you. In Newfoundland, nature
Everything's
is
trying to kill you in Australia.
That
Yeah.
Australian sun can still kill you. Except in Newfoundland, it's massive winter ocean storms and everything else.
My buddy boiled jellyfish lives on the coast of Newfoundland, and so I'm just like, how are you not dead yet? Obviously, he's like, oh yeah, we had a hurricane blow through the other day, and oh yeah, we got 10 feet of snow, and I'm just like, what is going on? He's like, yeah, I got to go to work. How? Are you being air vac into your job?
No, he skis.
Snowshoes.
It's the dog sled. That's what we do here in Canada, right? Dog sled, mush.
Oh, I don't get it. I'm just I'm too lazy to put in that kind of work. I'd be like, hey, I'm not coming in today. You're fired. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, I figured.
It's the 15th time I've called in the last 15 days.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. So,
I mean,
anybody is excited to read in the upcoming month?
Yeah, I'm excited to read this Bound the Broken thing because I've already overcommit for this shit. So I hope I love it. Yeah. So.
Okay,
John's rolling in it tonight.
John's spoiling me. I love you, man.
John's just tossing dollars over here.
Yeah.
I know, right? I appreciate it.
I finally plan on to get into some John Gwynne event this year.
You haven't read John Gwynne yet?
No, it's been on my shelf for a while. I've been trying to get caught up, man. But I'm going to be picking up some John Gwynne here in the next month or two. Maybe.
Which one are you doing? Are you doing Bloodsworn or are you doing Faithful and the Fallen?
Faithful and the Fallen first, and then just working through it all. I got them all. Maybe I'll get to them sometime in the next month or two. I got too much going on to know for sure, but I will get to them this year.
Nice.
That's the plan anyway. Maybe when I'm done Academ's Fury. Either that or it'll be time for Sanderson's Secret Project 2. We'll see.
Tori. I wasn't trying to bully you the other day. I was just messing around.
Yeah, I would say whatever you want, Mike.
What about you, Pete?
Probably excited for Tyranny of Faith and then Kingdom of Liars.
Kingdom of Liars, yes.
Yeah.
Sharon's already gotten the drop on this. She's already 25% done.
You ready to finish?
that one,
start it April 1st?
I have not read that one.
What, Mike reading a Stephen King book? No way.
Every month. You know what the thing is? After the last few months where they've all been 700 pages, I like this one's like 192. That's the way.
Since when do you like Stephen King? I've never heard you talk about it.
Who, me?
A little bit. Just like how every video I gotta have some comment about like, why do you like Stephen King so much? I'm like, why do you like what you read? I mean,
I just pushed these up.
Like, you realize I'm tempted to go to one of your videos and leave that comment right now, right?
Oh, it's fine. I get every day. Like, well, what do you know? You think Stephen King's a good writer? I'm like,
Stephen King is a fantastic writer.
It's just if you're ever critical of any book like that someone else loves, they'll always bring it back to either Joe Abercrombie or Stephen King for me. Joe Abercrombie has no plot. Stephen King can't write worse shit. I mean, I get that every video. It's like, okay, it doesn't hurt my feelings.
They just need a hug. That's all.
Yeah.
What about you, Nico?
Oh man, I'm doing readathon stuff next month, so I got so many things on the list. But
yeah, I have 7 books on my list. I'm like, shit.
I've got a bunch that I'm going to kind of throw in, but like, so I'm finally going to continue Rift War. Some of the things I might start is like Priest of Lies, Natural History of Dragons. I got some Discworld on there. I might read The Willful Child, Stephen Erickson. And I got like Wistful Ascending, We Men of Ash and Shadow, Waylander 2. If I hate myself, I'll read Golden Sun. That's on the list.
What does that mean? If you hate yourself,
he doesn't like Red Rising at all.
So many people on this little reread that I'm doing were like, I don't know how I feel about this, and all of them now are like, I can't freaking wait. And I had to pick up Morningstar like immediately after they read Golden Sun. So
I doubt that will be me because I hate the main character and the writing and pretty much everything about Red Rising. But that was like my second video ever. I just trashed it, and I assumed everyone hated the book. I was really surprised to learn it's very popular. I did not know that.
I'm just waiting for Tori to flip the table on the screen right now. I'm waiting.
See, it's funny because I'm actually way more chill about people hating my favorites. Like, it does not bother me. Like, it's fine.
Totally. I hear it every day, so it's just.
I know that's fun. And like Red Rising is at the top of my favorite fantasy lists. Like, over writers that people are like aghast that I put this series over, and it's like, it's just, that's what I like. Yeah. And Nico,
I get that on my Discord, the fact that I like Red Rising more than I like the Sun Eater books, and people they just don't get it, and I'm just like, well, Christopher's such a better writer. I was like, yeah, but I like these characters so much more.
Red Rising, I feel like, is, for me at least, it's like a comfort read. Like, if I'm having a really bad month, I will pick up Red Rising and I will read it again because I know these are my characters. It's not going to, melt my brain. Man. So, and Nico and I have pretty different book tastes, I think. Yeah. Somewhat-ish. So
I'm the same way. I'm used to people hating on my favorites. I mean, obviously, Wheel of Time. I like Sanderson. I love Hobb. A lot of my favorites are really, really hit or miss for people, and a lot of people really don't like them, and so
I don't like Hobb. I don't love Hobb.
I love the first 9 books. The first 9 books, if I would have stopped there, it still would be like number 2 series all time. It dropped a couple of places because I finished it.
Are you talking about Realm of the
Otherlings?
Yeah. That's coincidentally that's where I'm at. I just
in total fairness, Nico, I will say, like, Darrow is not the reason that I love the Red Rising trilogy.
Oh yeah, same here.
Sevro, that's the only reason to like Red Rising.
Not the only one, but the main one, yes.
I can get the Sevro thing. He was like the best character by far.
Sevro's amazing.
I can agree. It's Red Rising. Like I said, it legitimately, it's really funny because like my first foray into Discord, I was saying something like particularly negative about it, and somebody got really mad at me. And like we're totally cool about it now, but that's where I always joked is I promised her I'd read Golden Sun someday and see if I changed my mind. I still haven't gotten to it, but it was just, that was one of those books I was really actually like so surprised that it's like beloved, because that was just not my experience at all. And but there's also, I've read things that I love.
Remember my experience, man. I almost quit the series after I read Red Rising. The only reason I didn't is because I'd already paid for the hardcovers. I was like, well, let's just see what book 2's like, and then I couldn't put it down.
See, that's the thing. I'm even on the weird side of Red Rising fans because I love the first book. Like Morningstar's my favorite, but I actually really love the first book, and everybody else is like, don't like the second book is where it gets good. And I'm like, I love the first book.
That's what I tell people in this thing. If you really like that first book, guys, buckle up.
You're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah. Back when I first read it, I
check
also
out,
really
guys.
loved it.
So, bye.
Yeah, man.
Bye, Drew.
Bye.
But yeah, I read Red Rising before Booktube, and I was like, oh, this is great. Because this was still like, I think I was getting, when did I first read Red Rising? Because I know I reread it when I started getting back into reading after college. And I think I read Red Rising before college, possibly. And at that point, I was also like, yeah, Hunger Games is a great book. So the similarities was actually like, I liked the similarities. And then afterwards, it's like, oh, this is so great.
See, I read Red Rising and Faithful and the Fallen at the same time because that's right when I started watching Mike's channel. Was when he was talking a lot about Faithful and the Fallen and Red Rising. I think there was a Great Coats read along going on at the same time, and so those were like my first like 3 big series that I got back into when I started watching BookTube. It's all Mike's fault, and then I discovered Alan, and things just went crazy.
Can I just say it really surprises me that Alan likes Red Rising?
Yeah, a little bit.
That shocks me, to be perfectly honest.
He doesn't like the sequels, but
if you go down the checklist of all of the things that Red Rising is, and what Alan usually likes, I'm like,
well, you got to think it's got political intrigue, it's got rebellion, it's got a lot of stuff that he does like.
Yeah, they're not big books. There's that. They're not big books. At least not the first 3. They're not big books. But he doesn't like the sequels because they're big books.
And they're just more at too much of the edgy going on for him.
Oh, I mean, Alan hates an edgelord.
Yep.
I would say edgelord, but it's very fucking dark, like big time. Lots of brutality.
I need you to read Beyond Redemption, Mike, because
I mean, let me get right on that. I've got nothing planned, Andrew. Let me do it right now.
It's not like you've got 10 shelves behind you full of books.
Right. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. Just,
no, that Gimel and Emberblade are probably like the 3 that I haven't read that get recommended the most.
I'm reading Legend in April.
I love Gemmel. I need to read Emberblade too.
I just gifted somebody the Emberblade again. I think Emberblade is my most gifted book. Where like if I see it on somebody's wish list.
Yeah. Okay.
We should talk about a buddy read later about that, Nico, because Kay and I were also talking about this, and I think I was talking about it with somebody else too.
What's the sequel that just came out for the Emberblade?
Not April.
Yeah, Shadow Cascade.
Not April.
Yeah, a
that'll be
couple of my
good
Discord are
because
doing that right now.
It'll soon be revealed that I'm obligated to read the Emberblade. So I was going.
I'm still just sitting, and I hate to say this when I've got an author on the channel with me here, but I'm still in that mode where I'm like, this guy takes like 4 or 5 years between books. I might just wait. And it's not because of that. I don't mind waiting. I don't mind waiting for a series that I love. My thing is I've got so many completed series on my shelf that why not read those?
Yeah.
That's fair though.
Yeah.
I mean, I still support them. I would still support them and buy their books without reading them. You know, I waited until the Greenbone was done before I started it, you know?
To be honest, I mean, forget that I'm an author. Just I totally understand that.
You're the mustache man.
Yeah, I'm the mustache man.
Yeah,
I'm letting my
you're like Cahill, whatever, how you say his name. You're like him. You write like 1 billion miles an hour though. So
I mean,
yeah, but Ryan writes longer books.
I mean, look, Cahill just sent me 3 books, right? And now he's got another one coming out, and I just got these last month. You know?
No, it's because I planned the series ahead, and I set out to write 150K-ish word books and finish the series in 2 years. And I mean, Rand's last book was 430K, so yeah, he writes a little faster than I do, but it's kind of a strategy for self-pub, you know. It's
like when I was
one of the main tools that you have, so you have to use it.
And I saw how long that book was. I thought it was a misprint on Amazon. I was like, "There's no way that book's that long."
Yeah.
Nope.
To To be
I'm
fair,
getting
his
blamed
brother
for
does
something in the
read
comments.
really
What's
quick.
going on? What am I getting blamed for
Like-
over here?
Wise man's fear is how many words?
It doesn't
It's
matter. It's
large.
garbage.
Oathbringer is 450 as well.
Oh yeah, on my
How about
patron
Diego?
Zoom
I know
call
you
day, I
like
had to
this
hear
book,
about how
so
great
I'm
Name of
sorry.
the Wind is, how great Liza Locklemore is. Yeah, it's,
Wise Man's
DNF Wise Man's Fear, and I just gifted my Gentleman Bastards copies to Nico.
Yeah.
I enjoy
You don't like you don't like Gentleman Bastards, Andrew?
I've DNF'd it twice.
Really? Wow.
Sad.
I haven't
How are we
reread in a long
friends?
time, but I have very fond memories.
I
No,
don't
look,
know.
I do understand you may be DNFing it because the beginning can be a little all over the place, and it's like jumping back and forth, and you really don't know what's happening. Well, once it gets going, I think you'd like it. I don't know.
I like the younger timeline. I don't like the heist, the adult Locke heist. I want him to be constantly causing shenanigans as a kid. And
Yeah, but that
the
kind of
two timelines
changes.
just doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
in that
The
series.
heist thing kind of goes away a bit as the book goes on.
Layla,
That's why I think
I
you're gonna like it.
I understand this coming from you, but it still hurts. Like somewhere in my heart, like I think here.
You, oh my God.
Dang. I need to reread Liza Locklemore because I read the first two. I never finished the third one.
I didn't hate it. I just don't know why everybody throws their panties at it. I just didn't understand. Whereas Name of the Wind, I didn't like at all. I didn't like that at all. I thought the main character was just terrible. And I feel like this was just someone who was just like complaining about their student loans. And I was like, wow, so you're going to write your real life struggle into your fantasy book.
Yeah.
Okay. But Liza Locklemore, to me, was just, I thought the dialogue was really good. And I liked like the current day stuff. But I didn't like that it turned into Arrow, that TV show Arrow, where it was like every time they're in a shitty situation, let's have a flashback about where they learn the ability to get out of the situation they're in right now. It's just like, after like the sixth time, I was like, it just feels like, okay, I wrote my characters into a corner. What Deus Ex Machina can I come up with to get them out? Oh, this happened to them 4 years ago when they were doing this. I don't. It was a structure thing for me.
Yeah.
I think
I
all
mean,
the
Diego,
books
when's
have
book 3 come
dual
out?
structure, so
Book
I think
3?
that was similar to what Andrew
Yeah.
got annoyed with.
I'm hoping like September, end of August, September or something, but I'm not, putting my money on that yet. I'm
For
still
what?
working out what?
For what? Your book 3?
But yeah, book 3. Just a
Mike
faith.
loves Empire of the Vampire Diary.
I love it, but I'm not going to read it again. It's a big ass book.
Look, I'm still mad that Empire of the Vampire sounds like it looks and sounds like it should rhyme, but I feel like it doesn't.
I think it does.
Yeah, I think that's the point, Pete.
Oh man.
It doesn't rhyme. It really doesn't rhyme. It's weird. It's my brain doesn't want it to rhyme.
I mean, yeah, they kind of rhyme.
You had to think about it though.
No, you really don't.
Like, am I saying
You had to
either
Both.
Empire or Vampire wrong?
Both words finish with
Fire,
IRE.
fire.
Empire
Fire,
sounds
fire,
like it should
kind of.
be.
P-I-R-E.
It's
Yeah, I mean-
Empire of the Vampire.
Yeah, the
You're
vampire.
Vampire of the Vampire.
Yeah, John's saying we write at similar speeds, but that he doesn't want to match Ryan. I think the difference is that I have 2 small kids, so you need to factor that
Same,
in as
I
well,
don't write
John.
at all.
Yeah.
It's hard enough
I'm not
for me to
saying
like
I'd
get
write
out
as
of
fast
block
as
of time
Ryan
to
if
do a daily short now.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'd write as fast as Ryan if I didn't have the kids, but yeah, it's
I
hard.
mean, if I can
Sometimes.
get one epic fantasy out a year, I'll be thrilled.
Two is the minimum, Tori.
Nope. You'll
Bye,
just have to
Nico.
deal with it.
You know, Nico actually dropped as I was getting ready to wrap up. But yeah, because it's starting to get towards a little later here in Indiana. But I really appreciate you guys. This was a lot of fun. I just enjoy hanging out with you all. I enjoy interacting with you all. If you're watching, please subscribe to everybody here. Pete, Tori, Mike, buy Tiago's books. I heard they're good. I might have done a review for one of them.
I thought you were just gonna say subscribe to Pete, Tori, Mike, bye Thiago, and shut it up.
Seriously, thanks for asking. Andrew, because I feel like this thing I get now is, oh, Mike's a big channel. He doesn't want to come on my channel anymore. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Literally, what I did with Mike is I just dropped the StreamYard link and
I didn't know what it was.
nothing.
And I asked him, what is this? And he didn't
Mike
respond. So I was
that
like,
was up.
shit, let's find out. Yeah. So, damn,
John!
maniac.
Just you should just keep it going to see if John
4 hours later.
keeps it up. Yeah.
Amazing as is. Thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna go
Mike
ahead
and I
end
can
this
just
on-
start the baseball talk and see if John starts giving us more cash.
Was he a baseball fan?
No.
If I missed it?
No, I'm just coming up with stuff to keep the stream going.